Hello, everybody. Well, now we've had it, the first one in the books. How many of you actually tuned in to watch that debate? CNN said they had 15 million people tune in and watch that debate on Tuesday night, the first Democratic debate. And by my calculations, that means about 10% of the Democrats in America watched it. If you do the 40-40-20 rule and you just take the whole populace and divide it by those numbers, 10%. It might have represented about 25% of the voting populace for Democrats. And I'm going to tell you why I think so few people actually tuned that debate in. Because 15 million is not a high number for a presidential nomination debate. One of the biggest, really it's the main reason why not many people watch that. And you'll find out in the next debate if there's any follow-up. You might see a fall-off in the next debate, because the underlying reason why there wasn't really a whole lot of people watching that debate was the fact that there wasn't a Democrat up there on stage. There wasn't a single one. Not a single one of those people are Democrats. They are socialists within the Democratic Party. And that became so fairly evident as you watch that so-called debate. And really, I don't consider that to have been a debate. I think that was more of a mutual admiration society with our leader centered in the center position, so that the camera was there, focused. And most people, when they look at something, you're focused straight ahead of you, so who's the centerpiece? And there you go. So I think that, they really showed their colors last night. They proved that they are socialists. I mean, look at what they wanted to do. I'm not going to go into the whole debate, but I'm going to take this one aspect of it. Look at what they were talking about when they said they want to give college education to be free in the public system. Okay? Now, we all know there is no such thing as free. In order to say that they were going to give that free, what were they going to do? Well, they were going to heavily tax the rich of the country and make them pay for the college education. Okay, let's take that. Let's say that somehow they get that passed 20 or 30 years from now, when they may actually get back in power, because it's going to be a long time before they do. But let's say they get that passed. Who's actually going to pay for that? You are. How are you going to pay for that? How is that going to come out of your pocket if they're taxing the rich? There's two easy things to consider in that regard. The first one is not so much out of your pocket. Well, it will be out of your pockets in another way. But first way is, if you tax the rich, they're going to trim their businesses down in order to make up that money that's being taken from them by the socialists. So what does that mean? They're going to fire people, or when someone retires from their company, they're not going to replace them. And those people that don't get hired are going to be in the unemployment line, collecting unemployment insurance, which what? Comes out of your pocket. Okay? So let's look at the second one. Another way that they may decide, okay, let's do it this way. And they come up with this little game plan for their company. And let's say you go into a grocery store and you look at the items that you got. And you go to the grocery store and you bought the same five, say you bought 5 items, and you bought the same exact 5 items. Again, last week those 5 items cost you, say, $25. This week you look at the bill, and the bill comes out to $28. Okay? Basically what I'm saying there is another way for the rich to get their money back is to raise prices on everybody so that who winds up paying for it? You do. It's not in any way, shape, or form a free education. It would be another socialist attack, I guess you could say, on the low class and the middle class of this country. Everything that they do is designed to attack the middle class and the lower classes of this country. You look at the unemployment as it stands right now. I mean, with this do-nothing president that we have, who has had no economic stimulus, thoughts, plans of actions, or anything enacted, it's not hard to realize that, right now this country has had no leadership, and it's been like that for 7-8 years. And they were saying last night that they want to expand on that. And I don't understand that either. How do you expand on nothing? How do you expand? Oh, I see. You want to expand on destroying the lower and middle classes to make them even poorer and pull even more money out of their pockets. Look at that healthcare law. It was in 2010. Well, I'll be. There was only 20 new taxes in that law. Only 20. And the 2% cut that was in what do they call? They refer to them as the Bush tax cuts. Well, that 2% went out as well. And yet they're still bragging about they've knocked out half the budget deficit. Really? 20 new taxes, taking 2% more out of the American people, and you still can't balance the budget? I don't think that's a very good track record. But when it comes to socialist practicing, that's exactly the formula. Let's make it sound good. Free education for all. And not tell them that really you're the ones going to pay the price for that. Either in the unemployment line or through higher prices. Same can be said for, well, actually it's the same principle as what happens when you raise the minimum wage. If they raise the minimum wage to $15, that same item that you pay, those 5 same items that you pay $25 for, you're going to go into the grocery store and they're going to cost you $50 if you double the minimum wage. Nonsensical stuff, man. It's just nonsensical stuff. And that's what happens when you have 5 socialists mutually admiring themselves on stage like what you saw on Tuesday night, and literally in a surreptitious way telling everybody the one in the middle is the one we really support. The other 4 of us aren't really candidates. We're here to make it sound like we are, but we're not really candidates. It was the one in the middle. They picked their socialists. The media has picked their socialists. And look at how they, would brag about, man, she did so well. Oh my gosh, she did so well. We don't have to have that other snow-haired man come in and try to become the Democratic nominee now. It wouldn't make any difference. One socialist versus another is the same thing. Anyway, from what I saw last night, or Tuesday night now, from what I saw Tuesday night, get ready for a Republican Congress, Republican Senate, and a Republican presidency. I can't really say it any stronger than that. I mean, that's what we're headed towards. Because there wasn't a single Democrat on that stage Tuesday night. They were all socialists. And I still say we need to vote them out. Thank you.